easiest little spindle projects that everybody, it's a great way to help get rid of scraps. You can turn it on limbs. That's kind of the fun part about doing tops. Tops are just a great little thing to play with. And so I've got some 2x2 sycamore here that I'm going to work with. I did bring this as kind of an example of what you might not want to use. This is a piece of walnut and it's got a lot of sapwood on it. And if you make a top out of that, it's going to be, you've got a density issue of this and you're going to get a lot of wobble in your tops. So it's the only thing you got to worry about when looking at making a top is that. I do have a couple of examples here that I've previously made, and I'll pass them around. Got the, put this on the camera. Got the big one, got the big beefy guy here, and just kind of a fun way to not waste too much wood, but he turns really well. And this is one I turned, and you can see a hole in the end of it. I turned it off a screw chuck and just, used all the wood I possibly could to make that one. So, you can pass those around. All right. Now, on this one, so basically there's two parts of it. First thing we're going to do, I just have this up for just a little bit of light support. I don't really want a lot of it, simply because I don't want to have to get rid of the hole you put in with the piece while I'm turning it down. So first thing we're going to do, just a simple spindle ruffling gouge, and we're just going to take it down to round. And that's what I didn't want to happen. I'm the king of, if anything can go wrong on a demo, it does. And they have video proof on YouTube that proves that. There's a lot of video proof on YouTube that we have done. Rowdy catch. All right. Take two. Good way to just practice on getting a piece round, lightly touch here, and you can feel it go to round a little bit faster. Tips of a production turner. All right. Yep, good and round. This is some pretty looking wood. All right, this is so. First thing you want to do is you want to get the base, what will be what hits the ground done. So and now sadly I got to take that off. So here's where you start making very light cuts. Basically what we're doing is we're turning kind of a half of a cove. Yay, got to a point. Now if I had a texturing tool or something, a lot of guys like to color, marker color this, you can come back in and just cut a little groove in there just to give it something fun. There's all kinds of fun things you can do on this side. Just depends on how you want to make your particular piece. Now for this one, I could get probably 3 or 4 out of here, so I'm going to put a mark there that says that's his top. That's where I'm going to cut the top of this cove or this top at. Yep. This is standard issue with doing these guys. There we are, back to normal. All right. Okay, come back in, just do a straight down cut, just to give me a little bit more clearance. And then you just Yep, caught a piece of dirt. For the handle, or usually about 2 times up here, just gives you a good handle for what you're looking on. I go about, it's what I do normally. I don't know if there's some golden rule on tops, because there's as many designs as tops as there are people that make them. But I'm trying to get down to about 3/8 of an inch or so that way you got something that smaller fingers can turn easily. It's no fun if a top's no fun if a kid can't spin it. If I part this one off right now, I'm sure I could spin it, but give it to a 3-year-old or 5-year-old, they'd have a hard time. Got one more. Nice thing is, done right, you can set one up. You set your next one up from the back of the first one. Let's see if I can part this sucker off without losing it too bad. But there you go. There's one. And it spins, even better. If you really, if I did this right, maybe I can get it to go. If you do it right, you can get it to spin both directions, top or bottom. But then as I said the first time, if you're doing a bunch of these in succession, I'm already pretty much set. Just want to cut that to a nice good point, and then I can go right straight into the next one. About right there. Whee! Yeah, it probably would if I could get enough, inertia behind it. I know we're looking at getting a plastic sheeting here, right? Yep. Nice. Doesn't look like I lost trueness either. And again, doo-doo-doo. Little mark there, little decorative stuff, fun things. That. Also, a good thing to listen to the wood. The wood will tell you when it doesn't like being cut a certain way. It's taking too much on that last cut. All right, I'm going to set up for a different one on this one. Almost. There we go. Round two. Hey, it spins. It's always nice if it spins. Now I'm going to do a little bit beefier one like the one I did earlier. I just like it. They spin well. Now we're going to keep going. Keep going. Come on. I'm almost, I got to. A little closer to the chuck now. Not too bad. This is just a decorative cut. And that's a catch. All right. Clean up this last little bit here. All right. The nice thing about doing tops is a great way to just practice simple spindle gouge work. Gives you a nice environment to work with. And it's something you can play with just a limb. You don't need to go buy any expensive wood. In San Antonio, there are brush collections everywhere. Just go raid someone's brush pile. You'll find lots of free wood. Or if you don't mind driving down to Floresville, I've got a pile of mesquite anybody's willing to come get. I'll even cut it and load it for you. So I can see better, switch your hand. All right, now let's work on parting this guy off. There we are. That one. Jump back there. Nice, big, beefy, boxy thing, but it's still fun to play with. Like I said, the design of what you want to put on them really is just a matter of what kind of fun things you want to do. But they're a great little project. Practice your turning skills. Quick and easy. You can get battle tops too if you're going to build yourself a little box. This one usually works a little better, but you know, it's just and the nice thing is you can get 3 of them out of a 6-inch chunk of wood pretty easily. So, pretty straightforward little fun turning. And I'm all covered in white dust. All right, there we are. This was actually sycamore I bought to practice the skew demo I did. I bought these pieces so I could practice the skew demo I did. But this is a good way. These are nice little tops to make. If you ever set up if you could ever get a lathe at a trade show, it's a great way to get people involved. Is just by making tops. And at least that gets their attention and gives them the ability to. And plus, every little kid wants a top. I said I made a bunch the last time, and the two I have are the only two that I was able to keep from my nieces. My young nieces and nephews. They love them. You would think such a simple toy, no one would care about, but they're still enjoyed today. A lot of fun to make, and you can decorate them a lot of different ways with colored Sharpies or paint, texturing tools. All work well to get different little aspects to them, and the design really is up to you. There's a lot of ways you can make them, create them. I like this because it's a great way to practice your simple cove shape. Cut well. They don't even need sanding. That's what makes it such a nice and fun. As much as it is something simple and easy to make, it's a great way to practice skill. The did use. Okay, the nice thing about this is it's a pretty simple project. I use a spindle roughing gouge, which is just a simple spindle. It's the common tool, and it's great in spindle turning. Do not ever use this on a bowl under any circumstances, because if you hook that wing, that small tenon there is going to give a lot faster than anything else, and you're liable to be going to the hospital with a really nasty injury. And then just a good old standard spindle gouge. Great tool. It's pretty much almost factory ground. I didn't change the bevel on this one. This is one that they had here, but they're a great tool for all your spindle shaping and for cutting coves, which is basically what I was doing. This is your bread and butter tool. Even some of the best skew users they still use these for cutting coves. It's just nice, comfortable tool to work with. So, then just a good 4-jaw chuck, all you really need.